Valerie Milano, the Hollywood Times and Aspiring magazine.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Now, I know everything you've done in the past, but what are you doing now in the present?
I'm loving my life. I'm in my third act of adventure. This is the time of my life where I feel like you want to stop achieving and start receiving. And that's receiving the kind of new messages that you get from your day-to-day life. No one has loved their work more than me. I loved every single minute of it. I still do the Rose Parade. I do a show called Remarkable Women. That's great. It lets me be a storyteller. But I really love downshifting and being in this lane. It's nice to be in a lane where you can go, okay, there are cars over here. They can pass me. That's great. Cars over here. I'm not in a race. I'm just on the road. I'm in the game. And that's how it feels.
You've written books about confidence, aging gracefully, and empowerment. What are some key lessons you've learned about self-care and reinvention?
I think reinvention is a chronic necessity to life, not just to career, but to happiness. And I believe that we're under this misguided notion that we need some sort of motivation to take action to reinvent who we are. But the reality is, when we take action, that creates the motivation to find who we are. So I think it's partly an active process and partly a process of discovery. But stagnant and stale will make you boring and brittle. And I don't want to break. I don't want to break my bones. I don't want to break my spirit. I don't want to break my momentum. But I want to choose my pace. And so I think that the way I would define my own reinvention of my own life right now is one of discovery and feeling less of a need to be in control, but just having the comfort that everything's okay.
Your work with Leeza's Care Connection has made such a difference for caregivers. What inspired you to start the foundation, and what impact have you seen over the years?
I believe this is my calling. I believe it's my path. I felt it from the get-go. People have asked me, but you turned your back on television to do this thing? I didn't turn my back on anything. I used all of my experience and all of what I have learned about the world, about telling a story, about connecting with people and their emotions to create what I wish our family had when we were struggling, honestly. When my mom got sick with Alzheimer's and my grandmother had died of the same disease, we were a mess. We were completely lost and angry and overwhelmed, and we thought nobody got it. Nobody understands. And so I created in the world what we wish we'd had. And that became this beautiful community where people do get it, where there's somebody who has stood where you stand, and that gives them the street credentials to say, keep going, and here's how you're going to get through it. Family caregivers, the husbands and the wives and the sons and daughters and friends who take care of another person in their time of greatest need, that's our highest humanity, I think. And it has been such a beautiful frame for me to refocus my optics and look at how resilient we are. We are hardwired to survive. We are hardwired to do hard things. And anybody who loves someone who has a chronic illness or disease like Alzheimer's will tell you that is a freaking hard thing.
Yes.
It's a hard thing.
Yes. And as a trailblazer in media, as you are, what challenges did you face as a woman, women in media, women in the industry? And there's so many things that you have to overcome. How did you overcome them?
Overcoming is a process. Overcoming is a choice that we make, and I think the optics that go along with that is assuming that the hill will be higher. We know that the climb is steeper for us, and luckily we know that we're good for that. We know you can count on us to go that extra mile and have that extra effort. And I think it's not saying that it's not fair or we've been underestimated and we've been undervalued, all of which may be true. It's just in the reality of our culture, this is one of the obstacles that we can either say, great, let me look at how I'm going to go around, under, through, over that, or let me bitch about that being in my way. And it's too much energy to complain and lament.
Leeza Gibbons, you're an amazing woman. We are here in Palm Desert at Carol Channing's gorgeous home. What do you think?
I think this is as close to heaven as exists anywhere on earth. There's, wherever we are in the world, I think that our legacy is the people that we love and the ones who loved us back. And there's an energy to that is inescapable, and it stays in places, and that energy is here. You feel connection, you feel love, you feel a point of view. And I do believe that's how we live forever. I know that people who have loved and respected Carol for so many reasons must find that to be very palpable energy here. This is the ultimate California dream, I think. When you've got fresh fruit trees and you've got sunshine and palm trees and privacy and glittering pools and just this kind of take off your shoes and love your life vibe, that's pretty close to heaven.